Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, June 4th, 2013. Well, from an announcement perspective, there's not a lot here today, pre-market anyway. International trade is a big one, but there's just not a lot of announcements, so it should be a relatively quiet day from that perspective, not like the rest of the week. And the employment situation on Friday will be for May's unemployment number, which is always kind of a biggie, that's for sure. 3 biggies on Thursdays and a bunch of medium announcements on Wednesday. Okay, let's go over to take a look at the pre-market here. Unable to really tell exactly what may be going on here in the market today. Yesterday was sort of a mixed open, and then it kind of moved up a little bit later on in the day. Today is anybody's guess. Gold is still hanging around the 1400 number. Oil is still in the lower 90s. Right around 93. And let's take a look at the Nikkei, and it's back up today, which is kind of a good sign, I guess you could say, for them. That's a big move, and the Nikkei is very volatile, so if you're looking for something to do in the wee hours of the morning or late at night, this is a future that you might want to consider dabbling in. Me, thanks, but no thanks. Okay, so let's take a look at our account and sort of recap what happened yesterday. I closed the credit spreads on LinkedIn, Chipotle, and CELG. And I also got an alert on Google, but I left that one alone. The other ones did not look real good to me. So we can jump right over to a chart here, and let's take a look at LinkedIn. And what I started doing on ones that I close early is I go ahead and shorten the line down to the actual day that I closed it and colored it red, so that you knew that I intended to go further, but I closed early to minimize some losses. And yeah, I took some losses yesterday, but you know, if these things continue in this direction, which to me looks like they are, look, we have a failure here on the stochastic, so it looks like it may be tipping over, and definitely the moving average tipped over on this, so let's not fight it, let's just get out. So that's what I decided on these three. And then Chipotle also did the same thing. This actually went in the money for a short period of time over on this bar right here. So I got out of it, not intending at this time to look at any sort of long play on this unless we get a bounce here, which would make me look like I may have panicked. But you know, sometimes you have to just call them as you see them. And then CELG, I got out of it. Just looking at this and looking at the weakness here and here and here. There's weakness all over the place on this. It's just not looking good. And actually there's really a lot of weakness out there in the market right now, no matter what may happen today. And then last but not least was Google, and I didn't close that one. And I think so far I'm happy I didn't. It's just starting to turn over here on the long-term MACD, and actually we have the short-term MACD on the midterm chart moving up, and we have stochastic moving up, so I'm just going to hang in there on that one. Alright, let's see here. I think that's it for the recap. I wanted to just quick take a look at the SPY chart and see how we're doing with that. On the spiders, you can see that we may be coming back up. We might hit this trend line here, or we might hit the 32%, or we might hit the 61%. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on that to see how that works out. 38.2 should be right around here someplace. That's this line right here. That's right. See that little dialog box there says it is the 38.2% level. And that would also coincidentally be this trend line here. So let's see what happens. That should be interesting. But I was looking at this morning, and I saw this kind of a large gap here on May 3rd, and I wanted to show you just a little trick here. I don't know, it's not a trick. If you want to see what happened on those dates, you can go back to May, and you can go back to the week of the 5th. So what I do is I just go back here to the week of the 5th. Alright, so we have May 3rd. I think that's the date that we're actually looking for. Is that not correct? Yes, 5/3 is the date that we're looking for. So you would go ahead and click on May and then click on this week. And you can see here that we did have a mixed employment number that came out in factory orders, but was there anything late in the day that may have affected the market, at least from scheduled announcements? And there really isn't anything in here that would account for the huge gap up overnight. And that's just from scheduled announcements. I'm not saying that there wasn't some other factor that caused that gap, but it just wanted to show you that you can use this tool here to go ahead and jump back in time and see what sort of announcements were going on. So we want to go back to June, and we have the right week here. We want the week of the 3rd. This is Saturday and Sunday. Oh, yeah, Saturday and Sunday in June. So I'm going to go back to the week of the 3rd, and we'll come back to where we are right now. Or I can just go ahead and click on my bookmark and end up back there. Alright, let's get back to, I want to jump right into our scan. And first of all, I just want a reminder to review your trading plan before you do the scan. Review the plan before the scan. And make sure that whatever you pick out meets the criteria. And this is very high level, very sketchy. There's a lot of other things that could be added to it, but I wanted to keep it simple. And you can find it on yesterday's recording, the actual text that you can copy and paste. If you go back to our 6.3, is that what it would be? Yeah, if you go back to 6.3 and check out that recording. Okay, so let's get going with the scan. Alright, first is Apple, and there's nothing there, I can tell you that right now. Intraday yesterday was a nice trading day, but on the midterm and the long term, nothing going on. no directional entry being indicated. Amazon still not doing anything, still consolidating and making us look really good with this iron condor that we have going on here. So no directional entry there. Baidu, we have a average moving up. We're looking for this target down here. And some additional confirmation over here. This is looking good. The long-term MACD is looking good. It actually ended up turning up back here in April, but we haven't hit our target yet. CELG just got out of that. Not sure exactly what's going to happen here, so no indications of a directional trade there. CF Industries, we actually were looking for a to add to our existing position. We have a red 50 MA is moving down, not quite at the steep an angle as I would like to see it, but it's still moving down. Stochastic came up, percent K pierced the 80 and hooked down, and now we're looking for confirmation with a price move below here, but it's not very strong because on the long term, Stochastic's not talking to us in terms of a bearish trade, nor is the MACD. The MACD actually is looking kind of bullish on the long term, so we may be in for a reversal here, and that's okay because our alert didn't trigger. We'll give it one more day. If we don't move down to here to trigger the alert, I would expect that the stochastic is going to give us a hook up. Chipotle Mexican Group. Alrighty. We are in a nice uptrend. We may end up getting an indicator to get back into this, and it may have been a mistake to get out early here. But be that as it may, we just want another opportunity. Now, we're not getting much reinforcement here on any of the other indicators. So that may be a good reason to just stay away from this one right now. And therefore, I am going to take that target out of there just because these other indicators are not backing up anything that's happening up here in the stochastic. So we got two. We got a 50 MA moving up, and we got a stochastic that may be hooking. Actually, we only have one. And if we get two out of what we would be looking for would be 3 or 4 indicators, some over here in the long term, and a MACD to reinforce what's going on here. It doesn't look real strong. It doesn't look like a real good candidate. We'll take a peek at gold, and I'm not going to beat these things to death anymore so we can move a little bit faster. Gold we're currently in. I'm going to take this off of here just to get rid of some clutter. And we're doing okay on that. No directional opportunities here. Just too many contradictions. Google. All right. I'm going to take this. I'll leave that on there. We got some bullish indicators here in both the stochastic and the MACD. No reinforcement over here, actually, to say that we are going to continue in this bullish trend here. But there is no new entry opportunities here on Google. Goldman Sachs, we're looking to hit a target down here, but looking really kind of weak on the other indicators. And moving average is moving up. We'll see if the stochastic comes down here. My fear is that if it does actually come down here, that these bearish indications here are going to get even stronger. LinkedIn, we're looking to tap this one up here with a trend reversal. Don't know if it's going to make it. Not sure at all. It's kind of a stretch. We'll see. It may just take a while for it to develop. MasterCard. We actually got a little bit of a hookup here, and we have a short-term MACD moving up, and we're still in an uptrend here on the moving average on the MACD, but the short-term MACD on the long-term chart is moving down. So we're getting a little bit of mixed signal here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on here, and I'll just take a look at it. It's going to be like, well, I don't know, maybe not. Kind of a trade if this alert goes off. I'll be looking for some stronger reinforcement and maybe wait one more day after that before I would get in on this. Netflix. We're still in on this. Looking, well, it doesn't look too bad. I've seen worse. Price action yesterday was promising. Kind of looks like the day of the market. A lot of these down in the morning and indecision at lunchtime and back up in the afternoon. I don't see any additional entries, and I wouldn't do another entry on this one anyway. Priceline. Nothing happening here. Kind of mixed signals. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, and it's just hanging around here, consolidating. No entry opportunities. I'm looking kind of bearish right now. In reality. Panera Bread. Alright, we are going to throw a target in on here and see if that develops, but nothing for today. And last but not least is Visa. I'm looking for a hookup yesterday. We didn't get it. Thought that I put an alert on this, but I couldn't, historically, I couldn't see where it had triggered yesterday, and I don't have one on it right now. So, that's it. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and happy trading.